with the highlights and everything like that. Scored some really good goals and basically went near perfect, right? On Sunday and let's call it Saturday night. Or, well, I guess I did start Saturday, so Saturday into Sunday. I think I played one champs game Saturday in the day. It was really laggy. I got the win, but it was super laggy, so I said, yeah, not dealing with that. Saturday night was a little bit better, right? But after starting off the weekend, barely being able to move, right? I shouldn't even have tried playing Friday, but in the back of your mind, it's like ridiculous. That's the thing with FC. You pay to play this game, but like what? How can you be excited? Like you can only play on one day, right? Any gamer knows like weekends are the deal, man. Like if you're a true gaming nerd like I am and like many of us are, what, we have to wait till Sunday really to play and especially jamming all the games in. So I end up going getting some really good goals, playing good. We get ranked three, which starting with all the losses at the beginning, that's tough to do. But it's still not satisfying because in the back of your head, of course, you're thinking, man, this could have been a 15-0, right? And if you're a competitor, you don't want that. It's almost like you lose that first game, you can only play for second place. I mean, it's not fun. You're motivated to win out so you can show everyone like, hey, this is a fluke. But it doesn't matter because in the back of your mind, at the end of the day, you're still only playing for second. So it's just a competitor's mindset. Maybe we'll get some great rewards, but even if we do, I'd rather have good football. So besides the lag, making it to where I legit, like I said it last time, I'm only playing Sunday from now on. But the fact that I truly, like, it looks like that's the case. Like, you can only play FC at certain times, certain hours, certain days. It's ridiculous, man. So, besides that, though, let's put that aside. The gameplay itself needs a makeover because these tacklebacks, I don't care what anybody says, the way that they work in FC, they aren't like, I get some tacklebacks happen in real life, but it's totally different than how it is in FC. Not only that, but the bad passes getting rewarded where players will essentially use the defender as a wall pass, right? They make bad pass after bad pass because it's a fast moving game and it's going too quick for them to make a good decision. So they literally just end up passing it directly forward off the defender and it goes back to them, usually in a more favorable spot. And you get these rats that see that this is rewarding and they literally turn it into a tactic. They turn it into like a skill. And it's ridiculous, man. So that combined with the terrible gameplay where it's like, dude, I'm only going to be able to play this game on these certain days. I might not even be able to do that. I cover two other games. I have a life outside of this. I can only imagine for the other players who maybe they're grinding, they play real football and they only have certain days, or maybe they want to play Friday because they can't go out Friday because they have a game Saturday. That used to be me. Or they have work or whatever it is. The fact that you're paying $100 for the Ultimate Edition, maybe even putting more money in to get a team. I don't. I have a free to play team. The rewards are great, by the way. My free to play team is excellent. My entire team comes from Evos and using the rewards from finishing good ranks, right? In Champs and Rivals. So I don't have a complaint about any of that. It's just, who cares if you have a great team when you can't even play the game, as you want to play. So I wanted to go live with this just to, well, one, open the rewards live, but two, also just kind of vent a little bit and get it on record that like zero satisfaction came from pretty much winning out after a crappy Friday. So yeah, if FC is how it is on Sunday, it's a fun game, but the gameplay is in like critical, it's like on the edge of needing life support because these tacklebacks and kickbacks are getting to where the good football can get overshadowed. But make no mistake about it, when the gameplay is good, which on Sunday it's always the best, you can play some good football and you'll see in the highlights some of the great goals that were scored and you'll see some of the nonsense kickbacks and stuff like that too. But the bottom line is all of it combined, the servers, the kickbacks, our tacklebacks, and then I'll call it the pinball type of bad passes that get rewarded, all that combined take away from the satisfaction. So if you want to use an example of like, wait, how many? Oh, two. If you want to use an example of what would be like a satisfying football game? Well, eFootball. And I'll tell you why it's satisfying. For one, it takes skill, and if you don't, play well, you don't get rewarded. You can't pass it off a defender. You can't, do this nonsense. I'd say the rattiest thing you can do in eFootball is try to hit shots and get rebounds, right? I'd say that's the rattiest thing. But you don't have many rats over there because you simply don't get rewarded for bad passing, for trying to rush the game, for, you only get rewarded in good sequences only come off if you know what you're doing, you use your tactics right, you are a pass or two ahead of the play so you don't hold the ball too long and you'll get tackled, right? And then if you do that right and the defenses come zooming at you, you ping the ball right around them, you go score, and it's a great feeling, right? When you get a win there, it's a great feeling. Even though they don't have anything like a champs or even a UFL type of showdown, it's still fun to play because it's rewarding. So 2 of 5, nice. So we'll take you. So while FC should be just miles ahead based on the fact that they made defense manual, their spacing is great. They by far have the best rewards and everything like that. By far have the best menu grind. It's just not satisfying because of all these things. So I don't know. I want to know what you guys think too. Like I said, I am going to make a video of all this. All right, let's see what we have here. Zanati right back. Damn, I have to actually look at this one. Dream Chasers. I don't think any of these are worth anything, but that right back looks potentially not too bad. I have a right back that needs. Zambrotta does good, don't get me wrong. I have his base card evolved. Herald Sun. $28.8. Badrami. Badrami's $15K. That Zanati's got to be worth something. Let's see. No? Let's see. Only 12, okay. So we'll go to 90 then. But yeah, I really am interested to know how other people are feeling. And then to all those ratty little shitheads I talked to, I think it was Friday. There you go. Oh, dude, what are you talking about? You lost your first few years. You'll be lucky to finish with 8 wins, this and that. Yeah, take a look at me now. Because when there's not lag, you can actually play the game. Even though I know I shouldn't care, rats are rats. They're essentially another version of a troll. But I'm just saying, it is annoying when you have to deal with that bullshit. Oh, thanks. The same exact thing. I'll take this and put one in for fodder. So that's where I'm at. I'm interested to know how other people. I know some people were. Why won't you let me? There we go. All right, so that's that. And I got to go to the store. CR7, I want to give a little update too while I'm on here. CR7 flashback. Again, great player. I loved using him. Scored some good goals. He could be every bit worth the millions he is, but I kept having to sub him out because of the terrible gameplay. Right? Today, it was definitely a lot better. But I will say, even today, man, while it was the best as far as like FC gameplay overall, there still was those heavy times where I was subbing him out for Salma, and then sometimes Butragueño. And I knew if my Rodrigo and Maradona weren't feeling the best on the ball, I wasn't going to be able to use Ronaldo. Now, I will say Hullet's just different sauce. I didn't, like, on Friday, I had to sub him out too. On today, gameplay-wise, I could keep Hullet in. Anybody who uses him know. In bad gameplay, yes, it's hard to use his big frame, but he's actually better than a lot of those bigger guys. Like, he can still survive and play. Gosh, I just keep packing the same guy. So, Hullet, great game today, or great day in general. Probably was the MVP again. There was some solid defensive effort. Rodrigo had some good plays, but also I ended up subbing him quite a bit even. So, I don't know, man. It's just not a very satisfying time. And for a while there, it was super exciting because of how good the gameplay was and the fact that you had to have skill to defend. And yeah, the scores were high, but you still felt like, okay, we're playing good football. You're getting rewarded. There's no exploits, no 50-yard power shots or any of that. However, because of these tacklebacks and all this crap in the server, it's kind of like we're kind of getting back a little bit, right? I will say EA Sports has done a good job getting rid of exploits. They got rid of the one long ball, the precision long ball thing. Hopefully they get rid of that back post cross. Players are trying to do that more and more. It looks like you do need a player with Whip Pass Plus, which there's plenty, but that's what I noticed with that, where you have the ball on the kind of the edge of the box, and you do a back post cross, and your defender just loses the mark, and they essentially have a free player back post. So it's not as widespread as some exploits get to be, but hopefully they do something about that. They've had to fix stuff like that in the past. So all that's fine, man. It's literally the servers, which is scary because they never really addressed that. This has been going on, and it was okay. Like right after the patch, the server, the gameplay servers, whatever you want to call it, was as good as it's been in a while, and it progressively got worse. I can give you an example. Right at post patch, I rarely needed to use player lock. You guys tell me if it was the same for you. And then the players who aren't using player lock are really getting punished right now. I'll tell you what, these Dream Chasers, these same 3 cards are just on rotation and packing them. And now it's player lock like crazy. Like the AI runs were good enough, but whenever there is laggy gameplay in the servers, like it's almost like the AI, just like the commands, the information's not going fast enough, so you end up having to player lock to somebody to get them to run. But the problem is when there's delay, the player lock is too, so it makes this whole mess. I can't tell you how many times I went, I mean, you could see it on some of the streams, went for a player lock, and nothing happened. My player just sat there, dribbling slowly, and then the player lock didn't go. So, I don't know. EA Sports definitely has some work to do. There's no way they could keep the game as it is now and go into 26 and expect people to be happy. They're going to need some sprucing up. Not another total overhaul, but they're definitely going to need some sprucing up. And as I say that, look what happens. The menu freezes. I talked about this in the Rage video, man. I mean, this is the stuff that translates onto the field. This is what I'm talking about. This is not a new thing. People who play FC feel my pain here, right? So, with that being said, I will end on this note. Oh, there we go. This constantly happens, guys. Constantly. And it just blows my mind, right? Now, if I go in, let's see. Usually when I do this, it doesn't load up. Let's see if it will. All right, good. All right, so there we go. Good fodder. Dang, nothing packed. That's crazy. Those same cards over and over. Let's see here. Watch. Let's see if this is a good player or not. Center back, Spain, La Liga. I haven't really paid attention to this Dream Chasers too much. Okay, so that's Ure. Let's see who this Dream Chasers is going to be. Bajrami. Same cards on rotate over and over. That's crazy. It's like a glitch, huh? But yeah, it's some good fodder for sure. So, have some players to replace. Definitely going to be needing to take a little step back from FC, man. I was on a hardcore grind for a while, but the facts are the facts. Like, eFootball is much more satisfying right now. I'll be putting a lot of time into that. I'm not missing anything, don't get me wrong. I have a solid squad. If I wouldn't have played Friday, I am very confident I end 15-0. I'm very confident if I didn't go and screw up the whole weekend Friday, which I told myself I wasn't. But that's kind of one of the things it takes away and makes it depressing. Like, well, that sucks, right? Because it was a great night Friday, ready, we have some time, let's play, and then it was literally unplayable. I just basically might as well just quit the game at the beginning and gave myself the losses. I mean, I had no chance. There was no moving. And, well, the funny thing is I still stayed in those games, which makes you even mad almost, because it's like, wow. Like, look how bad this is, and I'm still able to stay in this game, but at the end of the day, you just can't stop any attackers when you can't move like that, when you can't tackle. Like, you can outsmart the when you're in the attack and score some goals. But defensively, unless you're way better, I'm talking like you'd win 8-0 without lag, you're pretty much screwed. So I went and screwed my whole weekend up, but we ended up making the best of it and winning out. So last pack, and then I'll jump off. This was more just a rant that I wanted to get out there. If you stumble across this and this kind of thing is happening to you where, all these things combined are making it, where it's just not as fun to play the game right now as much as it was early on in the post patch, let me know. And let's see if FC can respond this time before it gets out of hand, right? But mark my words, remember this, because if they don't start making some changes, we're going right back downhill. That's just a fact. So, with that said, let's see if they have any lower coin packs like they do sometimes. If they do, I was going to let you guys know to go grab it. Nothing. Okay, that will be that. Catch you guys later on a regular stream. A video coming with all the highlights. Stay tuned for that. There was some good stuff in there. Also, some of the crap, the shenanigans that need to be fixed. But all in all, I guess we won out. So you have to say successful Champs Weekend. I'll see you on the next one. Keep grinding. Keep having more fun. And peace.